Introverts, how did you meet your girlfriend? OkCupid, bonded over Pokemon. And they all said I was wasting my time becoming a master. League of Legends. I kid you not. She's not my girlfriend because we're married now, for 8 years. I met her when we were young because she's a family friend. Our families have known each other since I was 3. I went to the park with my younger brother, he was 10 at the time, and we climbed on a non-working merry-go-round and here she comes dressed all boyish. We had a casual conversation and I asked her for a number. Didn't have anything to write it on / so I and my bro went home telling the number to each other repeatedly so as not to forget it. I soon asked her for a date and she agreed, and I was stupid all the ways possible, like telling her I wrote a new computer virus and named it after her. She was nice to me regardless. For some reason we didn't see each other for a few months after that. Then I was into online guarding and wanted to try order something off the internet so that I can verify the delivery, but the recipient didn't know my address and or phone number for security reasons and she was a perfect choice. So I ordered a large bouquet of roses from an online flower shop. It costed 85 Deutsche Marks to some poor guy. Some days after I called her and she was very excited, turned out the roses arrived on her birthday. I asked her for a date again, she agreed, and in a week I amassed some courage enough to ask her to be my GF. She took 2 days to think it through, but I somehow knew that was just a tease. We were both virgins. Since that it has been 19 happy years and 1 beautiful daughter, now 8 years later it turned out she found my younger brother more attractive, not in sexual sense, than me despite the age difference. And if not for him I couldn't have a chance. Looking at all that in retrospect I realize how lucky I actually was. Furiously takes notes on entire thread. We worked together at a summer camp. I had brought my laptop and was playing Skyrim on a bench. She said she plays the game and taught me how to find the Dark Brotherhood. I asked her where she had been all my life. Been together just shy of 5 years. I just came back from a deployment, now 21, and crashed at a friend's house until I got a place. Since I was legal to drink and could enter good strip clubs, we went to his favorite place. A stripper he was banged came over with her friend who gave my drunk ass the advice I should talk to her friend since she likes me. I asked her to come over to my place for beer and sex. She obviously said no but took my number. More than a month later she called for name I thought sounded cool that night and almost forgot about, and asked to hang out. It turns out we lived in same complex I had a place now, and no I didn't know she lived there, and it took me all of interview with a vampire and a shitty back rub before I figured out why she called. Wifed her a few weeks later. Coming up on 12 years now. TLDR gave dumb line to a stripper, became the booty call that put a ring on it. What girlfriend? This is the greatest ask credit ever. For years we've danced around what turns people on and they're filled with people saying I'm into that, but everyone is shy and finally someone had the brains to come out and ask just how others did it. Bravo. Girlfriend. I've definitely heard that one before, but I can't for the life of me think of what it means. Fun fact number 1,827,373, introversion and social ineptness do not go hand in hand. She moved here from Maryland and started working at my job. I trained her on her first day and she followed a couple people after me. My big line was, "So you're from Maryland, eh?" Expecting my clever mind to come up with something, yeah, she said. Oh. Well, I know nothing about Maryland. And somehow that worked and we've been together ever since. Pro tip, many, introverts have boyfriends. Their stories are also worth hearing. After a couple of years of playing the online dating game, my housemate's sister ended up coming into my life and we hit it off instantly and consistently ever since. Eventually we moved in together, and as of 13 days ago, we now live with a fat baby. What is this creature, girlfriend? I am not familiar with it. Introverted girl meets introverted boy on Reddit, together 3 years, married 6 months. Friend of my good friend's wife at the time. I met her about 15 years ago at a get-together, just a brief hi, good to meet you. She's blonde, blue eyes, big boobs, incredible body, absolutely stunning. So young / pessimistic / judgmental / dumb me immediately wrote her off as a dumb bimbo with no intelligent thoughts whatsoever and went about my business. And she's easily a 9 to 10 and I'm a frumpy Jewish 5 to 6 on a good day, so I didn't think I had a chance in hell. Years later she found me on Facebook and friended me. I think she first messaged me about sugar gliders because I said something about wanting one. Just went off from there. Started talking about random ass amazing things like how crazy it would be to see Ita Carini go hypernova, how our favorite car is the 66 Shelby GT 350 with the grille cavity, favorite beer is Guinness or Dead Guy Pale Ale, wanting to go to Bruges in Belgium, movies, music, everything. Said she always had a crush on me but never had the chance to talk to me. She's just perfect all around. Came into my life just in time. Dad just passed away and I had about $27 in my bank account when she started talking to me. Pretty content to just drink my life away at that time. She motivated me to come home and go to college, and now I'm a year away from getting a bachelor's degree in systems administration with a paid internship at a big company here in town. She's my angel, pulled me right out of the darkest part of my life. Had some shitty friends and was addicted to meth for years, but if I took nothing away from those experiences as a youth, at least I got her. On the internet through a mutual friend. Turns out we both live in the same state, and 2 years later we live together and are on course to be engaged. Through Clash of Clans. Female introvert here, he was a pilot and I fueled his jet. I was one of the only 2 females there and he was super nice. We had small chat etc. Got to talk about the jets, how much catering they need and pounds of fuel. Kept going from there until he asked me out. Been together a year and a half now, smile. I don't have one. But when I did I contacted them online, not through dating sites. Dating sites are horrible. Many years ago I was an overnight doorman, front desk really, and after taking a nap on my lunch back I sleepily returned to work. A pretty girl walked into the building and I said she looked very pretty tonight. Since I was sleepy I didn't have much of my usual filter on. She said thanks and went up to her apartment. Next day or so we started talking and eventually started dating and have been for years now. I'll always remember that. My sleepy, uncalculated compliment opened the door to getting to know someone wonderful. Extrovert here. I met my introvert boyfriend at a new job and a few weekends later saw him out at a bar. Towards the end of the night I came over and sat next to him. Last call came / lights on and I said, so where are we going? He looked super confused until I made it clear. I'm coming home with you. I met mine when I was a work-study at the college I was studying at. I worked IT and we were having orientation for the upcoming school year. She was a new face and I noticed her right away. She was beautiful and had a very nice body, but I brushed it off because I was a hopeless 22-year-old virgin and judging from the past 10 years of my life, I stood absolutely no chance. Well, she didn't have that. Apparently, she liked me too, and after a few shifts together she started to come to my apartment for a few parties. She made up excuses to stay the night, and since I was hopeless and oblivious, I set her up with my bed while I stayed out on the couch. It took her over a month but she finally took my V-card and basically shredded it. I immediately asked her out post-coitus and was very promptly shut down. Apparently asking someone out immediately after sex is bad form. She would stay as my FWB for the next year or so. Well, eventually, on the day I took her out to Comic-Con, she wrote me a page-long card about how much I meant to her and that since she met me she started to like me a lot, and basically asked me out. I immediately said yes, and we went off to Comic-Con. We are a few months away from our 3rd year being official and couldn't be happier. It's not hard to imagine myself if she hadn't come along. I would be a 26-year-old helpless virgin. My what, you say? I met her playing Smite on PC. A popular voice chat app people tend to use joined us and we played for a while and got to talking a lot. I was in Boston at school and she was in San Jose also at school. Turns out we lived 20 minutes away. Frown. ITT, how attractive looking introverts get hookups. FML for being ugly. Tongue. I haven't. I'm an introvert, which means I don't like going out of my comfort zone, which means I don't meet new people. One random day I grew a pair and sat with a bunch of people who were having an interesting conversation. I knew one guy there, so it wasn't super awkward. One of the girls I talked to a bit, but I had to go to class. 2 weeks later I saw her again and she asked for my number. I have no idea what I did. I'm still single, so I have no idea.